and girls, to another exciting teaching topic. My name is Derek Rounds, but today you can call me Uncle Derek. And today we're going to be learning about measurements. I can measure, you can measure. Let's do this little song together. I can measure, you can too, you can too. Tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Which are you? So today you're going to be telling me if you are tall, or if you are taller than your brother, or if you are the tallest in your family. All right. So today, here we are to talk about what does height means. Who knows what height means? So people around us are of different heights. Some people are tall. We have others who are taller. And then we have some people who would say, I am the tallest, which means they are very, very, very tall. Okay? So if you have brother at home or sister, you can stand beside each other and you can measure to see who is tall, who is taller, or who is the tallest. And you can also measure yourself with mommy and daddy, right? And then you can tell us who is the tallest in the family. All right? So different people around us don't look the same. Some are short, some are tall. All right? And so when we know what the words mean, then we can know our measurement. We can say, I am tall. Or we could say, I am taller than John. All right? And if we are with more people, we could say, I am the tallest of everyone who is here today. Or I am the shortest. Who likes to measure? So here today, I have this beautiful chart here with some pretty pictures. Who likes pretty pictures? All right, and we're going to talk about who we are seeing on this picture. All right, so there are three faces there. Who wants to tell me who those faces are? Yes, I hear you telling me them. So there is daddy, there is mommy, and there is brother. Okay, so these are some of our family members. Now we want to find out who is tall, who is taller, and who is the tallest. Who wants to tell me who is the tallest among these three persons in the family? Is daddy the tallest? Is mommy the tallest? Or is brother the tallest? Okay, we are going to find out. So daddy's name is Fabian. Brother's name is Fred. And mommy's name is Faith. Right, and if we look carefully, we'll realize that they all begin with the same letter, which is the letter F. Anybody remembers what sound we get from the F? Yes, I hear it coming out, the sound. So let's see who is tall, who is taller, or who is the tallest. And when we find that out, we are going to be making sentences about these three family members. All right, so let's look at them again. We have daddy right here, we have brother right here, and we have mommy over here. Fabian is daddy, Fred is brother, and Faith is mommy. So at the top of my chart, there are some words that we want to read. It says, how tall am I? So after this lesson, you'll be able to tell me how tall you are. Now we can use different things to measure to tell us our heights. Okay, we can use lots of things in our environment, at home, at school. We can use our strings, we can use our fudge sticks, and we can use other things to tell us how tall we are. We can even use our tape measure that we'll see daddy use sometimes to do things around the house. All right. So let's look carefully on this chart and we will see this super tall red string. And this is telling us how tall daddy is. Then in the middle, yes, let's use up our positional words. In the middle, we have brother who is Fred. And here is Fred's red string telling us how tall Fred is. And then we go over to mommy. And there also mommy has a red string telling us how tall she is. Now we're going to do an experiment to find out if daddy is the tallest, or if it is mommy, or if it is Fred. But you can make your guess. And then when we do the experiment, we'll see if you are correct or how close you went to being correct. All right, here we go. So I have my string here. This is my wool. Okay, what color is my string? Yes, I heard the answer. It is indeed red. And earlier, remember I said we can use different things to measure. So today I'm going to be using my red string to measure daddy's height, brother's height, and mommy's height. So I'm putting my string right where daddy is to see how tall is daddy. Then I have my scissors. Remember now, children, you should use your safety scissors, the one that doesn't have a sharp edge. All right, Uncle Derek is using a bigger scissors today. So here goes now. I am measuring daddy's height. What am I doing? Measuring daddy's height. And why am I measuring daddy's height? Because I want to find out how tall is daddy. And then after that, we are going to find out who is the tallest. So that is why we're doing this experiment, to find out how tall is each person and who is the tallest among all three. So I've put my string against daddy's height. Now I'm cutting. Okay, so I cut daddy's height. Now I'm going to see how tall is brother or Fred. So I'm putting my string against Fred's height. And after I have measured, then I'm going to cut. So here am I now cutting Fred's height. There you go. So I'm now 2 down. I have 1 to go because we're measuring 3 persons' heights. So now I'm going to be measuring who is left. Great, mommy is left. So here goes now. I am measuring mommy's height. So I put my string right where mommy is to see how tall she is. Then I am going to cut. So now I'm cutting mommy's height. Great. So I need to put away this because I no longer need this. I have enough. So now I have 3 different measurements, or do I? You are going to tell me if they are the same or if they are different. And then we are going to use a very, very interesting word, compare. When we compare, we put things against each other and describe what we see. And today we are describing the height of each person. So I'm going to hold up this first string. This is daddy's height. Everybody sees that? Great. Then next string I have is brother's height. Let's see if we can compare these two so far. Look at daddy's height and look at brother's height. Are they the same? They are the same color, but are they the same height? Excellent, they are not. So daddy is taller than brother, or Fabian is taller than Fred. Okay, let's see if I can compare mommy and daddy. Here goes now. This is daddy over here, and this is mommy. And I'm putting them, and if you look at my left hand, which would be your right from where you're looking, one hand is above the other. The hand that is above is telling us something about the 2 measurements. Yes, the hand above is saying that daddy, which is in this hand, is taller than mommy. What if we hold all 3 together at the same time? That would help us now to see who is tall, who is taller, and who is the tallest. So let me see if I can hold all three together. You have to look really carefully now to see all three measurements. So I'm holding Fred's height in one hand, and I have mommy and daddy's height in another hand. So all three now are together. Let's look carefully. Remember now, this one is for Fred's height, brother. The one in the middle, yes, let's use up our positional words. The one in the middle is daddy's height. And the one over this side, it's my right, it's your left, right, is mommy's height. So now we can see who is tall, who is taller, and who is the tallest. Here we go. So Fred is tall, and I want you to repeat the sentences with me now. Let's learn together. Fred is tall, mommy is taller, but daddy is the tallest. So let me put daddy, mommy in the middle and put daddy at the end because daddy is super tall. When somebody is very, very tall, sometimes people say that they are super tall. Means that they are way, way taller than other people. So let's compare again. Let's use our words to make sentences about these three different heights. Fred is tall. Very good. Say that one more time. Fred is tall. Faith is taller. Fabian is the tallest. So we are using their names and we're also calling them by their relative names, whether they are mommy, daddy, or brother. Now, maybe you have other family members at home. So not only mommy, daddy, and brother can be measured. Everybody in the home can be measured. Sister can be measured. Grandma can be measured. Auntie can be measured. Uncle can be measured. And even non-living things at home can be measured. So we can measure living things and we can measure things that are not living. Here I have 3 strings. Are these living things? Excellent. They are not. They are non-living things. But you can measure living things and we can measure things that are not living. So let's get our sentences again. Fred is tall. Great. Say that one more time. Fred is tall. Faith is taller. Remember, Faith is mommy. And Fabian is the tallest. Now, which of these 3 persons you would like to be? Would you like to be the tall person? Would you like to be the taller person? Or would you like to be the tallest person? Great. You can be any of those 3 persons, but when you measure, you must be able to say, what was your measurement? Was I tall? Was I the taller person? Or was I the tallest person? So we can use our hands also to demonstrate measurements. So let's say this is Fred's height. Fred is tall. Then we go to mommy's height, Faith. Faith is taller. That means we need to go way, way taller for daddy's height. Is that so? Great. Fabian is the tallest. My hand is going so high, you're almost not seeing it. So Fred is tall, Faith is taller, but Fabian is the tallest. So we measured these 3 persons' heights, and after we measured, we were able to say who is tall, who is taller, and who is tallest. And if I show you back our pictures, then you should be able to tell me now in sentences who is tall, who is taller, and who is the tallest. Let's go. Fred is in the middle. Fred is tall. Mommy is over my far left, your right. Mommy is taller. And let's come right back over this side to daddy. Fabian is the tallest. So among our 3 family members, Fabian is the tallest. Now, sometimes being tall is really cool because sometimes you want to read some things that are way up. And if you don't have the height to get it, then somebody will have to help to get it for you. Or maybe you'll have to climb on something to get it. But climbing, you have to be careful because if you fall, you could get hurt. So it's best to ask someone who is taller, all right, to get the thing that you want to get. Or you could use something, but you have to be extremely careful because you don't want to get yourself hurt. All right, so Fred, we could make a little jingle with that now. Fred is tall, Faith is taller, but Fabian is the tallest. Let's go. Fred is tall, Faith is taller, but Fabian is the tallest. And you can make up songs at home, use your family members' names, right? And you can really have really fun times by learning about each person's height. So we have another fun thing to do. So we just measured different persons' heights. And we learned that some people are tall, some people are taller, and we have some who are really the tallest among everyone that we could have measured. Now, here I have a nice sheet of paper, okay? Plain paper, nothing is written on it. And we want to continue with our measurement to see if we can do other activities to find out what is tall, what is taller, and what is tallest. So remember we said, boys and girls, that we can measure living things and we can measure things that are not living, okay? And all these things will help us to find out about different types of measurement. And today we are using the 3 words, tall, taller, tallest. Now here in my hand, I have some, let me find out if you know what these are. Great. These are what we call fudge sticks. You have them at home, you have them at school, right? Now we're not able to go to school yet, but you can still have them at home, and home can be school, all right? So in my hand, I have 3 pieces of sticks, or 3 pieces of fudge sticks. In fact, one is a whole stick. Okay, nothing is removed from this one. Look at this other piece. Okay, this is not a whole one. And this other piece also is not a whole piece of stick. Now we're going to be putting all these 3 together to see if we can measure the heights. Okay, and if we can make our sentences by saying which is tall, which is taller, which is tallest. Now I'm going to put them on my sheet of paper and then I will pull it up for you to see, and then we can make our sentences about what we observe. Okay, so when we observe something, we use our sense organs, whether we're going to be looking, tasting, smelling, feeling, or listening. In this case, by observing, we are going to be using our eyes to see. And after we see, then we are going to use another word that is called describe. Yeah, you're learning some new words today. So when we describe something, we talk about what we see. So when I show you what I did with these 3 sticks, you are going to describe by telling me what you see. All right? And what we see will be comparing the sizes. So here I have my glue, and I'm going to apply my glue stick onto my fudge stick. After I apply my glue, I'm going to paste. When I paste, it means it's going to stick, so it won't remove from the paper. So when I lift the paper, it will not get off. It will remain stick to the paper so that we can describe what we see. And then now we are going to use these sticks to represent our family members. All right, so here I'm pasting my second piece of stick. And then I'm pasting my 3rd stick, and this one taking more glue. I wonder why this one is taking more glue than the others. Maybe you will tell me a little later. So now I've pasted all 3 sticks. Here you go. Now I'm going to show it to you now, and then we're going to describe what we see. Here goes. My 3 sticks have been pasted. Now you're going to tell me, what do you observe about these 3 pieces of stick? Are they the same heights? Excellent, they are not. So here we have, what word would you use to describe this one that I'm touching here? Tall, great. Let's go in the middle now. What would you give to this one? Taller, great. And over here, look at this one. Great, this was the one that took the most glue. And why did it take so much glue? Great, because it is the tallest. So it took more glue than the others did. So let's go now. So tall, taller, tallest. Let's try that one more time. Tall, taller, tallest. Now, who remember earlier when we looked at the chart and we saw Fabian, Faith, and Fred? Which of these 6 would be Fabian's height? Remember, Fabian was daddy. And when we looked at daddy's height, daddy was super tall, very tall. He was the tallest. So would this be daddy's height? Great. This is daddy's height. Fabian, he was the tallest. So this piece of stick or this fudge stick tells us the height of Fabian. He is the tallest. Now, who was the taller of the 3 persons we looked at on the chart? Right, Mommy was the taller, Faith. Here is Faith in the middle, taller. Great. And then Fred, who is brother, was tall. So here on my sheet of paper, we have 3 different heights. Same ones we've been talking about, like that with daddy, mommy, and brother. Tall, taller, tallest. So when I touch each piece of fudge stick, we'll be making a sentence talking about the height for each. This is tall. This is taller. This is the tallest. Great, you can say that sentence all by yourselves. Let's try that one more time. This is tall. This is taller. And this is the tallest. Great. So we use our fudge sticks to see tall, taller, tallest. Same thing we did with our strings. We had tall, taller, and tallest. So after you're finished watching this exciting lesson today, you can go and do your measurements. Yes, man, tell daddy you're going to measure him today. Tell mommy you're going to measure her today. And tell brother and sister and everybody in the house. And you can also measure different things that you have at home. And when you do that, we can talk about the different heights that we get. Excellent. All right. So what else in our home can we measure? Yes, we can measure just about everything in our home. All right. So you can, after you do your activity, we could write names for these persons here. So here is my paper, and we could use our crayons or our pencils, right? And you can use your jumbo pencils so to get those fine muscles strong. All right. So on the each stick, I'm going to be writing a word. First word I'm going to write is tall. T-A-L-L. That's tall. Let me show you that word I just wrote. Not sure if you can see it clearly, but I wrote the word tall. T-A-L-L. Then I'm going to write taller. T A L L E R. Only 2 new letters went on that word. So we have tall, then we have taller. And then I'm going to write another word. And this word is for, that is height. Tallest. T A L L E S T. There we go. Hope we can see these words. So tall, taller, tallest. So we have the objects looking at, and we also have the words to tell us which word would go for Fred. Fred is tall. Which word would go for Faith, who is mommy? Taller. And which word would go for Daddy, who's so tall? Tallest. Fred is tall. Faith is taller. Fabian is the tallest. Great. So you could say those sentences while you're at home. Who is tall? Who is taller? Who is tallest? And while you're doing your activity, you could sing your little song. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest, which are you, let's go. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest, which are you, So after you have done your activity, you should be able to tell me, boys and girls, who is the tallest in the family. So if you have brother, if you have mother, sister, whoever is at home, you can measure everyone. And after you measure everyone, then you can say, okay, mommy is taller than me. Or you can say, sister is the tallest. All right, now I'm going to do another thing here now, but I have another sheet of paper. This time it's not a white sheet of paper. This one is a colorful paper, pink. I'm going to be using my scissors again now. We're going to do another activity to cut strips of paper and to measure the height. Now remember, if you're using scissors, you should use a child-friendly scissors that doesn't have a pointed edge, because safety is very, very important. So here I'm cutting strips of paper, and after I'm finished cutting, we are going to measure. So this is my first strip of paper. What would you say about this strip of paper? All right, great. I hear somebody say it's very tall. So let's get another piece of strip cut. Here goes. Cut another one. So far we have 2 strips of paper. Are they the same size? Excellent, they are not. I'm going to cut one other strip of paper, and then we're going to use our C word. Remember that C word? Compare. Great. So we are going to use our O word to observe. All right. Great. So tall, taller, and tallest. Excellent. Great job, boys and girls. All right. So boys and girls, we're going to be taking a break, and we'll soon be back for more excited, fun activities. See you soon. Boys and girls, we are going to continue with our super exciting activity today. Everybody remember what we're talking about? Great. Today we are learning about measurement. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest, which are you, Which are you? I can measure, I can measure. You can too, you can too. Tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Excellent. So, which of those measurements are you today? Are you tall? Are you the taller one? Or are you the tallest? Great. I hear there's super answers coming out. Very good. And everybody wants to be the tallest. Yes. Everybody wants to be the tallest because it's super cool to be tall. But it's cool to be any measurement. All right. If you're short, it's cool. If you're the taller one, if you're any measurement you are, it is fine because remember that you are special. Okay. So if you are tall, you are special. If you are the taller one, you are special. If you are the tallest one, you are still special. All right. Now, did you find anything at home to measure? Did you find anything in the environment to measure? Great. What did you measure? Okay. Somebody went and measured themselves against daddy. I wonder who was taller. Were you taller than daddy or was he taller? Did somebody went and measure against mommy? All right. Now, did you try the cool activity to cut strips of paper and to measure? And when you measure, you write which word that you got for each measurement. Was it tall? Was it taller? Or was it the tallest? Let's do some more measuring. So I'm going to use another color this time. And we're going to be using our C word. And but remember that C word that we use? Yes, compare. So when we compare, we put things against each other and we use different words to describe what we observed. Remember now, when we observe, we use our sense organs. So we see, we hear, we smell, we taste, or we can feel. And then we can use our words to describe what we observe. So here goes. I have another sheet of paper. What color is this one? Great. Somebody know their colors very well. Orange sheet of paper. And I'm going to be cutting. I'm going to be using my scissors. Remember now, use your safety scissors, the one that doesn't have a sharp edge. Safety is important. Great. So I'm going to be cutting again. And after I cut, I am going to compare the measurements because I want to find out which is tall, which is taller, and which is the tallest. Do you want to find that out with me as well? Excellent. So let's go. So here am I cutting away in my paper, cutting from one end to the other end. Yeah. I'm finished cutting my first strip of paper. Okay. I'm gonna cut another strip of paper. Here goes. I'm cutting again. All right, you're watching? Excellent. You could be cutting yours with me, so I'm going to take my time so I don't go too fast so that we can work together. So I now have 2 strips of paper. Are you seeing them? Excellent. And I have 1 more strip of paper to go. Let's go. So I'm cutting again. Yeah, I'm taking my time because I'm waiting on you. Yes. I'm not going away, leave you. We are working together. Great. So I now have 3 pieces of paper or 3 strips of paper. Now, we're going to observe if they are the same or if they are of different measurements. Can you see all 3 pieces of strips? Excellent. So we are now going to be using our words to describe the measurements of these 3 strips of paper. So earlier we had members of our families measuring. We have Fred, Fabian, and Faith. And we already learned what their measurements were. Do we remember? Excellent. Fabian was the tallest. Faith was the taller. And Fred was tall. So which of these is tall? Let me wait 2 seconds for you to give me the answer. Great, I hear the answer coming up. Tall, so I'm putting tall right in front of you, closely so you can see it. And then beside tall, I have taller. And the taller one always go above. Great. So if I am taller, then I'm going to be above the other person that I'm measuring with. And then I'm coming with tallest. Whoa, look at this one. Oh my word, look, there we go. Now we have all three. So this is tallest. Tall, taller, tallest. Now, how about your measurements? Are you comparing your measurements? Yes, great. Are you showing me what is tall? Yes, I can see it. Taller, great. Tallest, excellent. So tall, taller, tallest. Now you can get everybody at home involved in this activity, boys and girls. Everyone could be excited about this to measure, measure, measure. Everybody wants to know their size. I am tall, I am taller, I am the tallest. Great. So after you have measured, if you measure father, you could write father's name under the height. So this is Fred. We could write Fred's name. Okay. What member of the family is Fred? Fred is brother. So we could write the word brother. All right. And we can make sentences about what we measured. All right. So we could say Fred is tall. Let's see if we can make that sentence. Fred. What letter Fred begins with? Great. Fred begins with the letter F. Remember now, boys and girls, when we are writing the name of someone, we begin with a capital letter. So I begin Fred with a capital F. Fred, F-R-E-D, Fred, is I-S. And then I'm going to write the last word for this sentence about Fred. Tall. T-A-L-L. And after my sentence, I put a full stop. That means I'm finished writing about Fred. So here's my little sentence about Fred. Fred is tall. You want to read that with me one more time? Excellent. Let's go. Fred is tall. Now we're going to write our sentence using the word taller. Who was taller on our chart earlier today? Faith. Another name beginning with the sound. What sound is that? Letter F. Great. Faith also begins with a capital F because it's the name of a person. Faith is taller. So taller is our next sentence. And when I'm finished, I put a full stop because I'm finished writing about taller. I'm finished writing about Faith and her measurement. Faith is taller. Want to read that with me one more time? Great. Faith is taller. Now remember, boys and girls, you can use different names in your sentences to talk about your measurement. You can use your name. Great. Yes, you can use your name. You can use any name you choose. All right. So we have one more sentence to go. And this one will have the word tallest. And who was the tallest? Excellent. Fabian, Daddy. So another word beginning with a sound. What sound make that? What letter makes that sound? Wonderful. Letter F. So Fabian, writing now about Fabian being the tallest. And you can use any name now. Remember, you don't have to use my names. You can use any name you choose, all right, to talk about the different measurement or the different height. Fabian is the, and the last word in that sentence is going to be what? Right, tallest. T-A-L-L-E-S-T. Then I put my full stop, and that's my last sentence. And this sentence has the word tallest. So here, let's go. Fabian is the tallest. Now, who is the tallest that you measured? So you will say that sentence with that name, whether it's the name of a person or the name of a thing. In my sentence, I have 3 names: Fred, Faith, and Fabian. And we learned that of all these 3 persons, who is the tallest? Right, Fabian. Fabian is the tallest. So while we are measuring, we could sing a little jingle, sing a little song. I can measure, you can too, Tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Which are you? I can measure, you can too, Tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Which are you? So boys and girls, you can tell mommy and daddy or whoever is at home as your adults or your caregivers to buy, or they can make height charts and they can paste the height chart on the wall. Now, when they paste the height chart on the wall, you can go and stand against the height chart and you can have another person's taking note of your measurement or recording your measurement. What does it mean to record your measurement? To see how tall you are. And then you can put that measurement down and you can put another person against that height chart and measure. And what we're doing, our C word will come out. We're going to be comparing. Yes, to compare, to see who is tall, who is taller, and who is the tallest. Yes, great. So you can use your height chart at home. You can make it, or mommy can buy one, daddy can buy one, and you can measure yourselves and you can compare and you can make sentences about your height. You can even write stories about your height. You can write poems. You can do lots of fun things with your height to learn words that describe how tall you are. Wonderful. So I can measure, you can measure, we can measure, and we can compare our measurements by using words such as tall, taller, tallest. Yes, excellent. Great job, great job. So I see that you have measured. Yes, you have cut your strips of paper and you compared the different sizes. And you are able to say which is tall, which is taller, and which is the tallest. Excellent, great job. And when you're finished that one, you can measure other things. So you can have a whole lot of things being measured and they will tell you the different size. So Fred is tall, Faith is taller, Fabian is the tallest. So you can make up your sentences to compare the different heights that you measured. You can make up short stories about what you measured and use up your words that tells the different measurement for each person or for each object that you measured. Right, boys and girls? Great. So I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Let's do that slowly now. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Which are you? So if mommy is not at home, mommy gone to work, daddy gone to work, when mommy and daddy get back, you can greet them and say, today I learned about measurement. And quickly say the words that you learned by measuring. Yes, the tall, taller, and tallest. And then you can show mommy and daddy things that you have measured and use your words to describe what you measure. All right, boys and girls? Great job. I see you doing well with your measurement. Yes, and I hear you repeating your sentences about what you measured and the different heights that you got. Yes, they were all of different measurements, and you can use your words to describe the measurements that you got. Great. Great job. Excellent. So that was our activity about comparing. So you learned some new words today as well. Comparing measurements. And when we compare, we put things against each other and we describe what we observe. And we use words to describe our observation. Yes, we use words to describe what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel. But for today, we were using our eyes to observe what we see, and what we saw were different measurements of different heights. And we were able to use words to describe those measurements, such as tall, taller, and tallest. Great job. Great job. So remember now, earlier I used my string. You can use things like these to measure. All right. Earlier we used our sticks. Okay. See that now? Great. So those are some of the things I use, and you can use these and many other things to do your measurement. And we can write our words under each measurement so that we will also be reading along with our activity. All right. And we have our sentences about the different persons we measured and the different heights that we got. And we use our words to describe who had what height, who was tall, who was taller, and who was the tallest. So you can continue to do your measurements at home, have fun with it, but remember to be safe. If you are using your scissors, boys and girls, remember now, use your safety scissors that doesn't have a sharp edge. Safety is important, all right? And if you need help, remember to ask mommy and daddy or whoever at home to help you so that whatever you do it safe. We want you to be learning and want you to be excited about what you're learning, but we want you to also do it safe so that you have fun in a safe way. And you can use your crayons and color your objects that you have measured, and the crayons will make it even more beautiful and you can describe what you see. Excellent. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job, boys and girls. Great job. Now, who loves to hear stories? You love to hear stories? Yes, I love stories too, but it's not yet story time. It's not yet story time, all right? But while you are waiting for your story time, you could still be doing some measuring, all right? You could still be doing some measuring. So here I have my marker right here, right? And I have my glue stick. See, and I can measure them as well, and I can see which is tall, which is taller, and I can even put my scissors now. So I have 3 things here. All right, glue stick, marker, and my scissors. And when I put my glue stick against my marker is above. Remember we said that the one that goes above is taller. Great. So let me put my scissors now and see where my scissors will go. Will it go above? Yes, it goes above my marker. So if we were to use our 3 words to talk about these 3 objects, my glue stick, my marker, and my scissors, what words would we use to describe their heights? Let me give you a little chance to come up with the words. Great, I hear the words coming up. Excellent. So the glue stick is tall, the marker is taller, but the scissors is the tallest. Let me take away the tallest one and bring it up, 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 up. Great, that's where tallest things go, right? Tall goes up, 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 up. Let's try it again. Glue stick is short. The marker, sorry, did I say short? Somebody corrected me. Excellent job. So I should have used what word? Great. I should have said tall. Somebody's listening. That's good job, man. So my glue stick is tall. My marker is taller. And my scissors is the tallest. Tall, taller, tallest. And while we're doing that, we can always sing our little jingle. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest. Which are you? Which are you? Now, which are you? That will determine who you measured against and what was the height you got. So if you measured against your brother and your sister, then whatever measurement you got, you will be able to say who is tall, like my glue stick, who is taller, like my marker is, or who is the tallest, like my scissors is. All right. So keep practicing your measurements, boys and girls. Keep practicing your measurements. Keep practicing the measurement. While you're doing it, you can sing your little song. Sing a little song. Sing a little song. All right. Great, great. So good job with your measurements today, boys and girls. I see you measuring. I see you cutting those strips of paper. And I see you're enjoying the activity. And I see you're using up your words and making your sentences. I am tall. John is taller. Mary is the tallest. Remember, we said we can use other words, all right? So we had 3 names, Fred, Faith, and Fabian, but you can use names in your family, all right? Because you have a lot of family members with their different names. So you can use up those names. I can measure, you can too, tall, taller, tallest, tall, taller, tallest, which are you? So we'll sing the song so many times so that you remember these words and so that you practice them at home. Use them up. Say who is tall, say who is taller, say who is the tallest. And even when you go outside, boys and girls, there are things in your environment also, right? So you can also look at things outside like the trees and talk about the different heights that you see, all right? All right. Great job, great job, great job, great job, great job. So remember, no screen time for 2-year-olds and under. And it's 1 hour per day for 3 to 5-year-olds. And you can visit the ECC's website for the activity plans, and that's at www.ecc.gov.jm. Children, remember, wash those hands regularly. That means wash them a lot of times with soap and water. Sanitize those hands, keep them clean. We want everybody to be safe. Remember, even though we are far away from each other, do you know the new word that they're using or the new term? Social distancing or physically distancing? Yes, but we are still friends, we are still a family, and we are still keeping close. So wash hands, keep safe, enjoy yourselves, have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye from Uncle Derek.